If you want your bed to look fluffy, luxurious, and you want it to be something that is so cozy that you don't want to get out of bed and go to work in the morning, you have come to the right place. I'm going to teach you how to do that in today's video. You don't have to buy anything new. There is method to the madness, and I'm going to teach it to you. Before I do that, please smash that subscribe button, but let's get into today's video. Step number one is to put your sheets on the bed. I am not going to tell you to iron your sheets or steam your sheets. Nobody has time for any of that. I just want you to put them on your bed and I want you to tuck them tightly. Tucking them tightly is the key, because if something is taut enough, you can't see any of the wrinkles. Major key, as DJ Khaled would say. Now, of course, I will link everything that I use down below, but I want to make this easy for you. So one thing that can really help you in your bed making journey is the spoon, specifically a salad spoon for all the salads that I don't actually eat. So at least it's getting some use. What you're going to do is you're going to take it and actually stick it in here, and it will get your sheets nice and taut. So you'll just pull it taut and you'll have all of this extra stuff, and this will just tuck it in nice and deep for you. The goal here is to tuck the sheets so tight it's like the bed just got Botox. Like, that's how snatched we want the sheets to be, because if you zoom in here, if you come over here, you can see that the only real place that needs to be ironed is the very tippy top, and the very tippy top is going to be covered with pillows, so not my problem. Now, the next step depends entirely on whether this is your winter or your summer bed. If this is your winter bed, you might have an extra quilt down, but it's summertime. So we're just going to go straight in with our duvet. When it comes to your duvet, down is best. If you like down alternative, I'll link my favorite down alternative ones down below, but down is just fluffier because it is made out of feathers. Now, a lot of the time, people say that you can size up in your duvet, which you can. So this is a queen size bed, and I'm putting a king size duvet on here. And I am doing that purely because I only buy king size duvets because it's more affordable for me, because I have a king size bed and a queen size bed. So this way I can just move them around. But for a queen size bed, you can size up because it gives you that drapey, like overstuffed, fluffy look that you can see right here. I've not double stuffed this. This is just a king on a queen bed. Now, if you have a king size bed, there's nowhere to go. There's no up to go. So what you do for that is you fold this down extra, or you can double stuff it. It all depends, but this is what this looks like. When it comes to your duvet, you will notice that there are buttons on the bottom of the cover. There's always buttons, or there's a zipper. If there are buttons, you could button it one of two ways. You could button it like this, and you're like, oh, here's the button. Now you're like, oh, it's a clear button, it's pretty inconspicuous. But look how much better it appears when you button it inside, right? It becomes a little bit more seamless. There's little gapping. It just looks a little bit more cohesive, especially if like this slips out and it's facing the world. It just looks a lot better. Something else I want to comment on before we keep moving is something that some people don't know. Others of you will be like, oh, this is basic information. Every duvet has loops, and every duvet cover has a tie. You need to tie your duvet to your duvet cover. If you're not doing this, your duvet is sliding around. Your bed is turning into a slip and slide. This is not Six Flags. We do not want that. We want it to be nice and secure. So if you ever feel like your duvet is shifting around, make sure that it is tied, and make sure it is tied well. If there aren't ties in it, you can add ties. You can also use safety clips. I've had safety clips in them before. I've only been like snagged once or twice. And you know what? It was a nice, humbling, personality building experience. But this is what your duvet should look like when you first put it on the bed. Now it's time to fold down our duvet. This is something that you always want to do because it's going to give you that nice and full look. So we're gonna fold it down once. My wife's hair is absolutely everywhere. She didn't even sleep in this bed, and it's all over this bed. You can fold it down once if you want to. Sometimes people fold it down twice and it gets extra thick. But in my opinion, when you fold it down twice, you're like, well, what's going on with the whole top of the bed? So I personally just like to fold it down once. If you fold it down twice, I always recommend putting a quilt down first and then folding it down twice, just so that there's a little bit of color, there's a little bit of fun at the top of the bed. And if you have a pattern like this or like a texture, you want to make sure that it ends up being tucked under so that it feels like there's an even tuck all the way across your duvet. The next thing I want to do is not pillows. The next thing I want to do is I want to add a quilt to the bed. So even if you've added a quilt down here, you also want to add a quilt on top, because we always have so much fun at the top with our pillows, and then the end of the bed is sad and lonely and desperate for attention. So we're going to give it that attention, and we're going to put a quilt down there. You always want to bifold or trifold your quilt depending upon the thickness of your quilt, and you want to make sure that it is a quilt, that it goes all the way across the side of the bed. No one wants a quilt that stops right here. That looks sad. We want it to go all the way across, or don't do it, because the thing that can only partially go across is a throw, which we'll talk about in a bit. We're not there yet. And so in terms of quilt placement, you want to make sure there's a little bit of your duvet cover showing at the top and the bottom. So we're just going to throw it in the middle, you know. We're going to sandwich it. It looks nice. It's giving new texture, it's giving new color, it's breaking up the monotony, and it's adding some flair to the base of the bed. When it comes to pillows though, I am married to the standard size pillow. I like them. On the bottom, I actually like to vary the type of pillows that I use. So on the bottom, I'm actually going in with down pillows, in case my guests like down pillows. And then, and I didn't iron these. I'm not going to iron these because you can't see it. This is lazy girl bed making, or lazy human bed making. So down goes on the bottom. Then on the top, I'm going in with down alternative. I like to give people options because I hate when I go to a hotel and the pillows are so uncomfortable and I'm like, I pay $300 a night for this and my back hurts, or my neck hurts. My neck, my back. We don't want this. This is not that song. You can see the down alternative is a little bit more full, whereas this one is not. So it will make my bedding arrangement look better. One of my favorite tips also is to stack your pillows like this instead of layering them one in front of the other. Now, a lot of people layer, but when you layer, you have to iron everything because look how ugly this one looks. We didn't know it was ugly before, but now we know that it is. It also means that you either have to have them on like a very steep angle like this, or you're gonna have to go somewhere and get custom sized pillows so that the back pillow is large enough to take up more of the headboard, or else they kind of, you know, get lost behind one another. And then you're like, well, what's the point? What's the point? Why are there so many pillows? So I like to stack them. I think it looks better, and I also think it cuts down on ironing and steaming time. Now it's throw pillow time. I always like to have my throw pillows on this side of my like little poof here, right? So we want to keep that in mind when we're selecting our pillows. Now, I don't like when people put a million pillows over here because then I just end up throwing them on the floor, and you know, I don't want to trip over them in the middle of the night. So I just like to do 2 of the Euro size pillows. You can leave that as is if you want. I don't think you need an extra pillow, but I like to have fun with pillow shapes and pillow sizes. So the only pillow that will touch like my little duvet pillow here is my fun little bolster or my extra large lumbar, just because I think it adds a little bit of flair. This is all I like to do in terms of pillows. It's simple, it's very minimal to trip over. You'd be fine just throwing these on your feet and not even throwing them on the floor. This is something that is maintainable. You don't have a million pillows everywhere, and then you can just sleep with these ones. So this is what I like to go with. You don't have to chop your pillows. I know some people say that this trend is over. I've said it, but I like them chopped. I think it just looks a little bit more prim and proper. And last but not least, it's throw time. And the best advice I can give you for the throw is to truly just throw it. When I try and fold it to give you like a perfect throw look, it doesn't look thrown, obviously, because I didn't throw it. So truly just throw it. And then you can reposition it from there. But if you try to fold it and throw it, it's just a disaster. And then you're gonna like wanna cry, and like you shouldn't cry over a made bed. Now, honestly, this looks good to me. You can leave it as is if you want to, but if you want to tuck everything in, you can also do that at the end. So you're probably thinking, Kiva, how on earth am I going to shove this in here? So what I like to do is I'll pull the quilt up, shove all of this down where it looks ugly, and then I'll let everything kind of fold in over top of it so it kind of obscures all of the mess there. And of course, my little spoon is here to help me out. But that's how you hide all of the extra fabric while still getting that really nice and crisp full look. So the bed has been made. Everything is tucked in super well. I didn't use any special materials. I used a spoon and Catherine and myself, and that's about it. And we didn't steam anything. We've not steamed anything, and honestly, I think it looks pretty good. If you want to take it to the next level, of course, be my guest. You can steam this if you'd like to, but honestly, like I said, pulling it super taut helps. You can steam, you can put starch spray on it, and you are good. But that to me is the simple, expert way to make a bed. I think it looks pretty high-end. I think it looks designer. I'd be very impressed if I went to a hotel and it looked like this, but I would throw these pillows on the floor because we don't know who's touched them. But besides that, I would be very, very pleased. But I hope after today's video, you feel well equipped to make your bed in an expert way. I will put all of my bedding down below in case you want to pick it up, but truly you can do this with any bedding you already own. Making your bed look luxurious, it doesn't have to be expensive. You just have to have Kiva's technique. If you like today's video, please don't forget to subscribe, like this video, and check me out on Instagram. And until next time, have a beautiful day.